Hi guys, today's video I'm coming with some mindset that will basically help you getting into the next level. So how money is created? Money is basically created when it is borrowed, and it's created from our mind. First, we need to see what our mindset is, then we'll change our mindset, and then from the changing mindset, we'll develop some skill set, and from this skill set, we will practice those skill set, and it will become our habit, and that's the way we will change our financial situation. Now, without talking many detail about those, let's get into one by one of the mindset I have basically listed over here. Those are the most common mindset you will face, and you may have experienced some mindset too. One of the very common mindset is a quitter never wins, a winner never quits. Meaning, if you want to win something, you should not quit. That's what we all know. Our neighbors tell us this, our parents tell us this, our school system tell us this. But have you ever thought like why everyone says you should never quit? Have you ever thought like why a quitter never wins? That's because people don't try, and they cannot try on up to their last capacity. That's why it's like a quitter never wins. But the real thing is, if you really think about it, every time you quit your job, you are getting to the next level. So every time, if not all of the time, most of the times, anyone and everyone quitted their job, they basically got a better job. Now, just by hearing this, you just should not quit your job. You should learn your step-by-step process, how you can quit your job and can make better what you are currently doing now. So as for example, if you are an employee, you probably thinking about, well, what is my job security? So before quitting your job, think about what's your job security. Your job security is most of the cases your job switchability. So no company or no employer will provide you the job security. You will see Facebook is firing, you will see Google is firing, you will see all of the renowned companies are laying off. But what's your job security? That's your job switchability. If you can switch your job within 1 day or 2 weeks, that's your job security. So over the time, you learn how to quit your job and at the same time secure your financial situation. And you need to be courageous enough to quit your job. Now, again, by quit your job, I do not mean just resign your job today and have nothing. Of course, you need to think about the other things before you quit your job. So the things you will learn on how to quit your job will make you to the next level. It's a lot of the things. Think about this. If you do not get your paycheck from today, how you will be able to survive? If you get the answer of this question, you are going to the next level. Next topic is, do not make a mistake, you will fail. It's because our system is in such a way, if we do any mistake, we are actually fail. Now, the other way around is learn from the mistakes. I'm not saying you purposely do a mistake and learn. All I'm saying is, if you make a mistake, after trying your best, learn from the mistake. And you don't necessarily need to fail to learn from the mistake. You can learn from other people's mistake, and you still can learn. You still can learn. Now, but be resilient. What I mean, how can you get up again and again after failing? That's your best skill. Think about, if you lost everything today, how can you start again? Do you know the answer? Do you know the step-by-step process for getting into where you are now if you lost everything today? That's your skill set. So the mindset should be, how can I come back if I fail today? So that's the mindset you need to have, and the required skills you need to get for coming back if you fail everything. Now, most of the people think like, what if I fail? And that's the only one thinking and reason is more than sufficient for getting anything done. Well, what if I fail? Now think about this. What are the reasons you can fail? Instead of thinking what if I fail, think about why can I fail and can I solve the reason for my failures. If you can solve the reason for your failures, then you don't need to think about what if I fail. It's come from your fear. Now, the people who do not think about this, it's not like they don't have any fear. They do have fear too, but they know how they can reduce their fear by knowing the answer of the reasons. This is one of the other important thing. People think about what the other people will think about it. Well, in most of the cases, if not for all of the cases, it doesn't matter what other people think about it. If you are right, if you are respecting the rules of your state, your government, who cares what other people will think about it, right? So at the end of the day, there is an analogy, like if you want to go to your destination, do not respond to all of the barking dogs, because if you start responding all of the barking dogs, you will be responding them and you cannot go to your destination. So don't think about what other people is thinking. One of the other thing is, debt is very risky. People are afraid of taking debt. That's because they think like, what happens if I cannot pay it, right? Not all debt you need to pay, because the collateral will be paying. It should not be you who will be paying the debt. Try to understand debt is real money. It may not be yours, but it's coming from someone else, right? So it's real money. If you understand the tax system, how tax working, you will not think about debt is very risky. Instead, you will like it because you are using other people's money. So whenever you think like debt is risky, try to learn the tax, how the tax system is working. Then you will understand debt is not risky. It's a blessing. A lot of people will say, get out of debt. Now, why they think so? Because of the liabilities, right? Who will be paying this debt? So consider reducing your liabilities. It should not be you who will be paying the debt. It always should be someone else who will be paying your debt. If this is not the case, then yes, you should get out of the debt. Because if you are someone who is paying your debt, then you need to get out of debt. Otherwise, always think about how you can reduce your liability. People want to go to the next steps and they think like, well, many things can go wrong, and it always does. Well, example, if you have a rental property, things can go wrong, fire can happen, earthquake can happen, right? So take insurance. Insurance will cover most part of it. If you are thinking about someone may sue you, what happens, for whatever cases, I would suggest you talk to lawyers for asset protection. It can be any assets. What happens if my car is totaled in an accident? Talk to your lawyer and understand how you can protect your asset instead of thinking about, oh no, I cannot go with this because a worse thing can happen. Another one is, what if I cannot pay all of the money I borrow? People do not borrow money because they are afraid, they are scared. I think I already discussed about it. So for most of the borrowed money, you are not someone who will be paying it. And that's why I said you don't need to, as long as you trust your asset. So example, if I borrow a rental property, if I cannot pay the mortgage, the rental property is there. Bank should be taking the rental property. It should not be you. Learn more about recourse mortgage or recourse financing. Then you will basically not think about what if I cannot borrow the money. Now, all of the questions are answered. Now, again, some people will think about what if everything is destroyed? Yes, so there may be earthquake and everything can be destroyed. There may be a fire, everything can be destroyed. We all can be destroyed too. If we all are destroyed, then we do not have anything to worry about. If we are still alive, then we need to think about what if my property is destroyed, right? Then for anything you are getting into it, learn the exit strategy. If this is destroyed, what's your exit path? Most people do mistake here. They just know something. Oh, you know what? I know this stock is doing very good. Let me get into it. And then they figure out, oh, okay, they lost their money in it and they do not know their exit path. They cannot even sell their stock because they already lost money. And then the other one, think about people, I will start when my situation gets better. This is the most common one. The real thing is situation will never be in your favor. So today you are in the best situation, tomorrow may be worse. I have seen many situations in my life with my friends. They started to do something but they could not do just because they think like, well, let me take some time and then I will do when the situations could get better. A lot of my friends wanted to buy some rental properties just before the COVID. They said, well, and then they could not because in the COVID price is high, and then when price is high, now price is getting a little bit lower, now interest rate is high. So time will never favor you. Think if you can understand this approach, you should start now, and now is the best time. I don't want to take all of the responsibilities. People think like, well, example, if I start renting a car, who will be basically cleaning the car? Who will basically communicate with the guest? If I start a rental property, who will be collecting the rents? Who will be fixing the things? Who will be fixing the toilet? Who will be fixing the door not working? Well, you are not taking all of the responsibilities. Hire some professionals and they will do so. You don't even need to worry about it. Example, in rental properties, property managers do almost everything and they help doing anything and everything doing for rental properties. So you don't need to do all of those things you are thinking about. I want to live free financially. There's people's goal, not a dedication. That's because if you want to live financially free, you should not be asking security. Meaning, is my job secure? No. If you think about the security, you cannot be free. If you think about freedom, you should not be thinking about the security. So security and freedom doesn't go the same way. If you forget about security, you will get freedom. So if you are not dependent on your paycheck, then you will get freedom. Meaning you can do whatever you like, and it's the other way around is true. We're doing everything. Some people say, no, I just cannot make any of the things. Lottery is probably the easiest way to improve my financial situation. But the real truth is, people who win the lottery, they try multiple times. It's not only one time, 2 times, 3 times, 100 times, 200 times, and they make some pattern and then they dream about it, they think about it, and then they basically win a lottery. So long story short, it's a series of intentional act. It's not like you will go and buy a lottery and you will win and your financial situation will be improved. Even if you win coincidentally or luckily, you cannot hold this money, because there are multiple studies in the world where multiple times lottery winners are homeless now. So coincidentally or luckily, if you even win a lottery, you cannot just hold your money. You will lose it. So you need to learn how to keep the money, how to utilize this money. So learning is over here is very important. What is most important of this topic is, and let me summarize this with a single word. The single word is basically one, it comes from your mind. So mindset is important first. And then once you gradually change your mindset and make your mindset, you will develop some skill set. And you will find out those skill set you did not have before. And from this skill set, it will be in your behavior or habits. And then the habits will make you win. So the very first thing you need to do is change your mindset. If you have any of the mindset on the left side, and if you want to improve, try thinking about the right side if this makes sense for you. Thank you for watching.